Greetings, fellow travelers. It's been a minute. I wish I could shift the camera so you could see what's sitting next to me, which is breathtaking and amazing. My son helped me set it up. I couldn't get things quite right, even things so rudimentary because I was so fried at the end of the day of work. He texted me, he goes, "The reason your monitor wouldn't work is because it wasn't in." So yeah, one end of the Ethernet was plugged in and the other end was not. I mean, I saw it down there and I thought, oh, great, that's what that was. And I thought it wasn't to that. When I got home, it's like, oh, it works great. And I looked underneath my desk and that Ethernet was still there. It's like, what? So I got everything sorted out, needless to say, and felt really good about things. And I was able to make a couple of, because once you get a new computer, you have to, download all your apps. You have to at least get some sense of what's going on, just like with any major shift. And I thought, this is great. I'm starting a new job. I haven't done my nails in over 30 years. So I had done that 2 weeks earlier, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to keep it up, but it doesn't really matter because it's that shift, because I've got taken a major change. It's in a different site for my job. And I think that's important that we have something that's tangible or something that's visual that can help us make that transition and that adjustment because we realize we're different. We have a different role. We have to take a different possibly attitude, not only towards other people, but towards ourselves, and just kind of appreciate who and where and what we are. So Tuesday, and I'm recording this on Friday, and I'll explain in a minute why. On Tuesday, everything was great. I thought, you know what? I'm kind of tired. I'm doing training at another site, and I'm going to just go home on Wednesday. I can do all the things I wanted to do, finalize the setup. I got a network extender, so I'm going to be great. Everything's going to download beautifully. So I think it was Wednesday. I got a text or early Thursday from my son because I was really beat. I got a text from someone saying that a family member was in ICU and, the hospital is 45 minutes away. And it's like, it doesn't matter to me, but we had set something up where I had to, also do training as far as how to interview people, which I've done in the past, but this is a different agency. So everybody's got their own process. So I sat through this. The person was a no-show. And it's like, okay, well, I'll do a few things in my car. I'll get off site. I'll do a few things in my car, try to do it from my phone, fuel up the vehicle, and I'll let them know I'm going to be going to visit a family member in hospital. And it was pretty scary, without getting into all the details. So that was Thursday. So I thought I can't let this go because they weren't really, I was kind of concerned. And I didn't express that to other family members. But I did. I felt the pressure. And, a lot of times we can pick up not just from that instance that we're experiencing, but we also have this stuff flooding in from the past. And I did have that. It's like, okay, well, this is a different person. This is a different place. And this is a different circumstance. But nevertheless, I'm still having these recurrent thoughts of doom and gloom. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to have it because if I dictate my future, this is what my future is going to look like. And my future includes this person that's in ICU. So I basically tried to get as organized as I could. I got home really late. I usually like to be home shiny on the spot right after work. That didn't happen. I don't like driving at night. That didn't happen. I was driving quite late at night and I get up really early. regardless. So, I mean, you do what you need to do to get things done for those that matter or what's important. And human beings are important, whether it was family or not. It's still really important. Anyway, so Thursday night, I ended up emailing my boss, who's awesome, and letting them know that I have to take a half a day Friday in from training. I showed up at the training site that I was supposed to be at, and they start, saying, well, this and this and this and this, and it's like breaks because this is still going on in my life and family come first. And it's a very young family member. And I was really stressed over what I saw Thursday night. So this morning I let them know I'm taking a half a day on Friday. So I did. So if you understand how everybody's got their priorities. So, I have a dog. I mean, she's my life at home. And I had already made plans for something recreational, which I'll also talk about a little bit later. That, think, oh, do I go? Do I not go? I don't care if I spent, all that money on the tickets. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. What's more important? So what I determined today, that afternoon, is I hung out with one family member who had, hey, we made good progress, not out of the woods totally. We got to stay on the protocol. Otherwise, there's going to be an issue with recovery. So that was arranged. So ultimately what happened was I determined that yes, family is important as long as that individual who's in that ICU unit has who is most important to them or someone that is important to them close by. So what I did is because it's about an hour away from me, the hospital. Who's there? So I got caught up by the other family member. What's going on? There was some improvement. By no means not gonna leave ICU for probably another 3 to 4 days, possibly longer. We're shooting for Monday. That's what I'm saying. But while I was there, a few hours later, the other family member came because that first one had slept there that night. They left. So my next one came in. And I felt like I felt like I filled that gap. I'm not the main player here. I'm the support. I'm there to give support to that person. We had a great interaction, in my opinion. I was over the moon. And I left the other family member, and I was able to get back in time to get my dog where she needed to be. And that was that. So in other words, you got to fly by the seat of your pants sometimes, and you got to keep your wits about you. And I think that that's what's coming down the pike. You got to keep your wits about you. You can't take sides, because the first family member that was there was not in good relationship with the second one that was there after me. So I felt like I was that bridge that allowed them to say what needed to be said and moved on. And they got settled, and they were going to be there. And while they were there, before they left, the other one was going to come back and sleep there with the family members, just to make sure. So that's my point. We do what's necessary to comfort those in need. And even though you might feel like in the moment that it's an inconvenience, it's really not. When you step away from that and you look back on it in the years, you can tell your story in a multitude of ways, but really it should ultimately be, I feel very privileged to have been able to be available to be that bridge and that conduit to help transition one from the other. All right. So my dog is healthy and happy. She's awesome. I am going to be spending a couple of days in Mount Pleasant, Michigan at the Paracon. Um, so that's going to be kind of fun. I've not done anything like that before. There are going to be people there that apparently are, you know, really influential in that arena, and that's great. I'm feeling I don't want to say I'm an outsider because I had a discussion last week um with Mary Bassett, who she and I I probably spilled too much, but hey, I feel like I have to be transparent about who I am and where I'm coming from in order for her to feel like, and I'm sure she doesn't care. She would just say no if she didn't feel it was appropriate for me to, work with her as far as her helping me discover what happened to me when I had some, I'm just going to call them blackouts. Because I had a couple of incidents where I was put under anesthesia and I believe they had trouble waking me up. And I have no memory of what had happened when I was out. But apparently it was quite serious. They thought they were going to lose me at least the first time. I don't think that the medical staff was particularly transparent because they were kind of giving me the side eye. But anyway, it's important for you to be comfortable with who you can trust with who and what you are. I'm going to be at the Paracon on on Saturday and Sunday, which is the 26th and 27th. There are a lot of fun things going on right now. I think a lot of people are trying to celebrate Halloween early. But anyway, outside of being who you are and being transparent and how to do that, and how to do it, I don't want to, I guess safely pops into my head. Because it's not just safely, it's also in a realm, and it doesn't have to be comfortable. Because sometimes being uncomfortable helps to deal with the crappy stuff. You got to be uncomfortable and still deal with the crappy stuff. So having said that, again, um, learning how to deal with things is really, really important, right? So what I'm going to do today is go ahead and make references to my website, and I'm going to go ahead and do the Rumble, BitChute, and I'm probably going to start posting on Odyssey. I'm going to be honest, I haven't posted on anything on there in a long time because it's very difficult. I can't just upload a thing and it won't adjust it. I can't get drag and drop. They need to add the drag and drop thing. But anyway, having said that, again, I am going to pause the recording and I am going to switch over to the intuitive portion that will be posted on Facebook, on BitChute and Rumble, and probably Odyssey. I'm going to give it a shot because I've been without tech for a minute. So thank you so much. Do like, share, and subscribe, and check the rest of the goodies out. I also got a fairly open schedule. I know we got the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then shortly after that, New Year here in the United States. Please do book your time soon because things are gonna fill up quickly and get hectic. Thank you so much. Blessings for the YouTubers.